Okay, hello everyone. I hope you've had a great day. And I want to thank you for joining me this evening for this masterclass from Struggle to Strength, your roadmap to paving strong foundations to create your desired 2024. I really appreciate you giving up your evening this for the next hour and a half to be here to absorb everything that I share with you so you can implement them on your journey. So if you see me looking to the left, it's because I've got my other computer set up so I can see the chat. If you write anything in there, I can see it. If I miss anything, I will double back around at the end, and I'll also leave a Q&A open for the people that are here live at the end if you want to ask any questions or share anything at the end. So do stay on because you will have access to that live open Q&A at the end as well. All right, excellent. Let's get started. So first of all, I'll introduce you to me and a little bit about me. So I'm Casey Chater. I'm founder and I'm the owner of Casey Chater Coaching, and I'm a master practitioner of neurotransformation therapy, and I'm a master practitioner of timeline therapy. Also, I'm a certified colon hydrotherapist as well. And I'm trained in the most up-to-date knowledge of and information on trauma, human behavior, psychology, and neuroscience. So I understand at a deeper level what drives human behavior, how the brain works, why people do what they do, and the relationship between your adult life and your childhood trauma, because a lot of the time everything's pretty much linked back to our childhood trauma. It's not just one event now that's causing us the struggle or the low negative emotions. A lot of the time it's a lot of the things that have built up and it stemmed back from your childhood. So I'm so passionate about helping and finding the root cause and helping you heal from the root cause, not just addressing the symptoms. So I would love to hear from you. If you want to say hi in the chat, if you want to introduce yourself, let me know where you're from so we can connect a little bit. So I love when people share what they're enjoying or give me some likes or comments in the chat to let me know what you're really enjoying in the masterclass. If you give me energy, I'll give you even more energy back. So I love having that interactiveness through the chat. So don't be quiet. We're all here. This is a safe space. So if you do want to share in the chat, it'll be a pleasure to hear what you have to share. So we're all here connected together, and we're all like-minded and building that connection and supporting each other on our journeys. So what I'm going to cover in this masterclass is the 4 main pillars of health and wellness, the mind-body connection in healing. So our thoughts, emotions, and stress levels can have a significant impact on the body's ability to heal and recover from illness and injury. Oh, perfect, Beck. I sent the link to people, and obviously it's coming up with your name who's joined for some reason, but it's actually different people, so I wasn't able to see who I was actually accepting in. So excellent. Thanks, Beck. I'm glad that you're here joining us, and so's your daughter Mia. I can see you, Pixie, as well. Thanks for joining. If you do want to change your name from my name, if you see your camera, like if you see your face in the top right corner, there should be 3 dots. You can click on them, and then you can rename yourself at the bottom. I didn't realize that yous would all enter with my name. So just so I know who's here and who I'm talking to. Oh, Pixie, perfect, excellent. All right, now, and also I'm going to share with you creating a strong foundation to set you up for long-term results. So sharing how you can build a strong foundation for long-term success, and the most important step people miss. But I'm actually going to share the 2 important steps that people miss. So I'll just share with you a little bit about my story so you understand a little bit about me, so I can build that connection with you. So my journey started for me when I was 14 and my mum passed away from bowel and liver cancer, and it was very sudden. And at that age, no one, or I don't remember people talking to me about grief and how that looks like and the emotions that you're going to go through, and the impact losing a parent at that age has. And I couldn't cope at the time with losing my mum because we were so close. So after a year of being really emotional and upset, I went to the doctor, put myself on antidepressants, and then from that age, I just started to suppress and numb out. But you can only do that for so long before things that you suppress and you keep pushing down want to come to the surface. And either way, one way or another, they will come up eventually to heal. So that wasn't until my nan passing away in the July 2016. She passed away the same on my mum's anniversary of her passing as well. So that brick wall I put up, it started to crumble because I had to kind of relive everything, and it brought emotions up that I was very uncomfortable to feel. So then that led me into going into depression and not in a very good, healthy mindset. So then I looked at wanting to use natural alternatives to help me, because I did not want to go back down the pharmaceutical path. And at that time, being a jockey, I couldn't go on antidepressants or anything like that. And I didn't want to share with people how much I was struggling, because in that industry, you already get looked down on as being a female. So if I showed even more emotion, then I'd feel weak, or I'd be looked at as weak. So I just wanted to put on a front and act like everything was okay, when inside I was actually crumbling and I wasn't handling anything at all. So I started using natural approaches to life, and that led me down a more of a holistic lifestyle, which I love living now. And I used essential oils and natural products to help me through. But that got me incredible results, but only for so long before I hit rock bottom again. And I had to make the decision to leave the industry that I was in, because it was mentally and emotionally just breaking me. I'd completely lost who I was. I didn't have any confidence in myself. I'd second guess everything. So I made the decision to leave that industry and then start really my healing journey, which everything I suppressed was starting to come out. And you can see in the bottom photos also, because I felt so blocked and felt so stuck in life, it also resulted in a lot of issues with my gut, with severe constipation and things like that I had to heal. And it wasn't until I started looking into what was going on deeper and looking at the different types of healing you can do that led me to the path of neurotransformation therapy. And I hired a coach, and I'd done all these techniques and I worked with them. They'd done the deeper work with my subconscious mind, and that absolutely changed my life. I found confidence and belief in myself. I was able to release everything that I had stored, and I went on and trained in that because I had such incredible results, and I wanted to offer that to other people because I know what it's like to feel like you've got no choice. Like you've hit that point where nothing seems to work, and I finally found something that did, and now I want to give that to others. And that's pretty much where it's landed me now, helping others heal from their trauma so they can find confidence and love life again. So after overcoming this myself and going from struggle to strength and working with clients around the world to build strong foundations so you can live a life that you desire, I've discovered that we can form an identity to the labels that we're given. And that is such a strong one that I see all the time. Like I know for myself, and if you want to let me know, how often have you formed an identity to the label that you've been given? For instance, I grew up and I was really shy, had no voice, I'd hide behind my mum, and I had an identity of she will always be shy, to always just, be seen but not heard. Some other people form an identity to like anxiety, depression, or a big one is I'm an empath. So you kind of literally form that identity and then it can control you. So then conditioning programs, stories, and beliefs keep you stuck. So if you pair them together, it keeps you stuck in so many ways. And that's why a lot of people get stuck in the loop of trauma or having their past really affect them and keeping them stuck and struggling. The key to building a strong foundation lies in your subconscious mind. And that's a big one because our subconscious controls 95% of our conscious mind. And a lot of the time people do all the conscious work when really we need to do the deeper work with our subconscious for then the stuff that we do with our conscious mind to be really powerful. So then they really align and we're in alignment. And the other one is anyone can go from struggle to strength and live a life they desire, but you have to say yes, and you have to do the work, and we have to heal our core wounds because we all carry wounds. We've all got some kind of wound that we need to heal or we can heal that creates the life that we desire. But we do have to actually say yes to ourselves and do the work. And it can be confronting and it can bring up a lot of discomfort, but what you gain is so much more powerful than going through that bit of discomfort in the process. So this is just a testimony I'll share with you all. So working with Casey, for me, it has been one of the better choices I've made for myself in a long time. You get to a certain age, look back and realize you've tried lots of different methods to help yourself along this journey. But I can honestly say it wasn't until I worked with Casey that I noticed a big difference using her approach. Also, others notice a significant difference in me too. You have to show up and put the work in, and it can be challenging, but worth every moment. I actually believe in myself in a way I never thought possible. Even saying that is a testament to itself. You can move forward. You've got this. Yes, you. So I know for me, when I get on these like masterclasses or any free event, I always think, what are they going to try to sell me into, or, what's the catch? And a lot of people tap out before the end so they don't, have to go any further. But I just want to clear the air from the start so you can just relax and enjoy your time all the way to the end. And I will offer a free 30-minute one-on-one strategy session for those who would like me to personally help you effortlessly go from struggle to strength and to build your strong foundation so you can create your desired 2024. Now, you don't have to take this call. It's just optional. And if you did happen to take the call, then if you want to continue together, we can. If not, I'll just customize it and I'll give you more information to help you. And so then you can go off on your way as well. Either way, that offer's there. And I'll put the link in the chat. So if that's something that you're wanting, you've got that option throughout the masterclass. But that is there if you're wanting that. So now we've cleared that, we can start to relax, have a drink, and get into the masterclass. So did everyone get their workbooks that are emailed out? Hopefully, yep, I've seen Rhonda nodding. Perfect. Pixie, yep. Perfect. I love that. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat. Share anything that you're liking and we can get started. So the first thing that I'm going to cover is the 4 main pillars of health and wellness. Now, there are others that you can add in, but what would your 4 main pillars of health and wellness be? I'd love to hear of you. What do you think are the 4 main pillars, or what are your 4 main pillars? All right. So the 4 main pillars are that I'm going to talk about: mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. And I find these are really the powerful ones. Like, you can put financial, environmental in there as well. But I'm all about simplicity and keeping everything simple, because we live in such we live fast-paced lives and we can get very overwhelmed. So I find that focusing on these 4 is really powerful, and they're the ones that I'm going to focus on during this masterclass, especially mainly the first half. And then the second half, I'll be covering other aspects that I mentioned as well. So mental well-being and mental health is an important part of a person's holistic well-being. It affects every aspect of life, from personal relationships to work to physical health and overall life satisfaction. Mental health is essential for managing and regulating emotions. It allows individuals to experience a full range of emotions in a healthy way, fostering emotional resilience and well-being. And a lot of the time, we don't feel safe enough in our bodies to feel our emotions or express our emotions in a healthy way. So we can get disconnected from ourselves and our emotions, and then our emotions can control us, where we really want to be feeling safe in our bodies and being able to move through emotions. So then we're in control of our emotions. And it's so powerful when you are able to manage your emotions, regulate your emotions, and really feel safe enough to feel all aspects of emotions, both the good ones and the bad. Well, not bad, but the good ones and the heavy ones and the negative ones, and be able to work through them. So mental health is closely connected to physical health and vice versa. They work hand in hand, really. So there's no right or wrong, like there's no specific order to these 4. I've just put them in this order because I find that this is how they flow really good for me. So regular exercise releases endorphins, which can improve mood and reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. Additionally, good physical health is associated with better cognitive function and memory, as well as problem solving, decision making, creativity, and a healthier mind is better equipped to handle the demands of daily life and work. I know for me, if I'm in a really negative headspace, then I don't want to necessarily be motivated. I handle challenges not as smoothly, or a little challenge feels like it's so much bigger than what it is. So if we can master our mental and really support ourselves on a mental well-being level, it has such a big flow-on effect in other areas of our life. So ways to improve your mental well-being. What are some ways that you could improve your mental well-being what do you do to improve your mental well-being? If you want to, you can share it in the chat if you like. Yeah, definitely. Daily meditations, gratitude practice, meditation. Yep. They all have such a big impact. Talking to someone and journaling. Yep, definitely. So then these are just a few that I wrote down. Exercise, relaxation, yoga. Absolutely, definitely. So here are some ways, and I'll dive deeper into each of these, that you can implement to help your mental well-being. So practicing mindful and meditation, that's so important, because a lot of the time we can live too far in the future, or we get stuck in the past. And a lot of the time we can get stuck in the past, recreating the past, instead of focusing on building the future that we desire. So being able to have mindfulness and meditation can really help bring us back to that what's the word? I've gone blank. Present moment. So bring us back to that present moment, because that's all we really have. We've only got that present moment. And with meditation and practicing mindfulness, it really helps to support and regulate our nervous system. Because a lot of the time, if we're stressed, we've been through trauma and negative experiences, our nervous system can be stuck in the sympathetic state, where we really want to be working towards supporting and activating our parasympathetic nervous system and being in that balance and that calmness. So then if stressful situations arise, we can handle it and then allow our bodies to shift back into that more balance and calm, and having that parasympathetic nervous system activated. Simple practices like it doesn't have to be an hour meditation. Everyone's different and every day is going to change. So even if it's just a 5-minute meditation, if it's a 20-minute meditation, they can be so powerful to help support your nervous system. Getting adequate sleep. I know for me, if I don't get my adequate sleep, if I've got a few nights of interrupted sleep or not as many hours that I need, I know that a lot of things start to frustrate me and I get irritable and I can not be in the best headspace. So really making sure we're getting adequate sleep, and it's good sleep as well. So having a healthy boundary around sleep time, and that also, a lot of these will overlap. So really having good time management and limit your screen time, especially around that bedtime, because the lights and stuff on our phones and on our computers can really keep us awake and prevent our brains from switching off. So turning our phones off, leaving them in another room while we sleep, that can be so important and beneficial for our mental health. The other one is regular exercise. Exercise and moving our body is so good for our mental health. It doesn't depend, I'll speak more about that on the next slide, but exercise is so good because emotions are just energy wanting to move through the body. So if we're able to exercise and move them emotions in a healthy way, it's so beneficial for our mental well-being. Also, having a balanced diet and staying hydrated. Our diet impacts the way we feel, we think, and we are what we eat, but we are what we digest as well. So really wanting to make sure that we're having a good balanced diet, getting good hydration in as well, so good quality filtered water. And a lot of the time when you when people wake up in the morning, the first thing they want to go to is coffee, where when we wake up, there's a thing called adenosine, and adenosine is activated at night while we sleep. And then when we wake up, I'm pretty sure it's around the first hour, that adenosine is still wearing off. And it's like our sleep it's what activated when we sleep. So if that is still releasing when we wake up, what happens is if you have coffee straight away, you're like putting a layer on that adenosine and it's not able to fully release. So then you have your coffee, but then once your coffee wears off in 2 hours or at lunchtime, then you're like that adenosine, which is the sleep hormone, it's wanting to finish off releasing. So then you kind of get the crash, and then you want the other coffee or the energy drink, and then you might pick a poor choice. Where if you wake up and have like a glass of water with some Celtic salt or lemon or apple cider vinegar, you're hydrating your body, because we lose a liter of water while we sleep. So we wake up and we're dehydrated. So it's really important to hydrate ourselves in the morning, and then that can have a really profound impact on the rest of the day. So if you do like that coffee in the morning, have that glass of water first, and then after you've had that glass of water or an hour later, then you could have your coffee. Same as your diet. It's such what we like, the foods we eat has such a big impact on how we feel and think. So making some simple choices in your diet, doing some meal prep can also help you stay on track of picking more healthy and nourishing choices for your body. So if you've got some prepared meals, you can have one for lunch instead of just picking like the bag of chips or just the energy drink to get you through the day. You've got something there prepared, and it's going to nourish you and fuel you for a lot longer. And then that's going to help mentally stimulate you and motivate you and make you feel better as well. So diet and hydration is really important. Sunshine and nature. Sunshine and nature is really powerful because we need our vitamin D. If we are sufficient in vitamin D, it can affect our hormones, and vitamin D has been linked back to low moods and like depression and anxiety as well. So having enough vitamin D is really important. We only need 20 minutes in the summer, so even if you just go for a nice walk, you're getting out in nature, which is very grounding, and you're getting the sunshine as well. Taking your shoes off and walking out barefoot in nature, it can just bring you back to that present moment, help you ground, and really just allow you to see how you're feeling and bring you back into that present moment. Time management and screen time, I mentioned a little bit before about that. And then setting healthy boundaries around your time, because I know for me, I used to give, and then not have anything to give back to myself. Who else has done that? Or it has, yeah, exactly. Someone asks us to do something and we say, oh yeah, sure. But then we look at our calendar and think, oh shit, where am I going to put this? Like, I've already got all these things to do. And we put ourselves in that stress, which then has a flow-on effect in other areas. So really working on filling your cup up and setting healthy boundaries around time management. If someone asks you to do something for them, you can say, oh, I'll just have to check my calendar and I'll get back to you in half an hour, an hour. So then you've got that time to process it, have a look, and see if you can commit or not. So setting some really good, healthy boundaries around time management. Laughter and dance. How good is it when you just put your favorite song on and you just dance or you just sing in the car? It changes your mood so fast. And that's something that we've got as a tool to help our mental well-being at any time. A supportive and inspiring environment. It has such a big impact. If you don't have a supportive and inspiring environment, it can be very draining, especially if you're in a work environment that is very negative. It can start to pull you down and you can start to get in that negative headspace and it can disrupt your mental well-being. That's what happened to me. So if, for instance, if you are in that workspace, really making sure you're implementing things that inspire you. So like music, podcasts, books, to stimulate your mind so that can help you navigate that environment a lot better if, for instance, you're not able to remove yourself from that. And then cold exposure. This is really powerful. Even if it's only for a minimum of 30 seconds, there's so many scientific benefits to cold exposure. It's been linked back to reducing stress in the body, reducing feelings of depression and anxiety. And what cold exposure does as well, it also actually increases our internal core body temperature, and it creates a healthy environment on our insides. So that's a really, really powerful one too. It can improve your cognitive function, alertness, and motivation. So cold exposure is really, really powerful, and it helps us then when we're in a challenging time or we get stuck in a stressful situation. We know that we can handle that and move through it. It's like training your body to know that I'm safe in a stressful situation, that I'm safe and I can move through it. I've been using an app called Prep Talk. It's been really beneficial. Awesome. Excellent. I'll have to have a look at that. That's good. Thanks for sharing that. There's so many things that we have on our hands to help us. And sometimes just with life, we can forget to implement these little things that make such an impact. So then the next one's physical. So physical health is a vital importance of a variety of reasons, as it serves as the foundation of overall well-being and a fulfilling life. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and revitalizing the body with adequate rest and sleep, all of these aspects protect you from chronic illness and enhance your quality of life. So physical health directly impacts your day-to-day quality life. And when you're physically healthy, you have more energy, greater stamina, have an increased ability to engage and enjoy in daily activities. And I know for me, when I feel physically strong in myself, I'm physically strong mentally, and it's vice versa. They go hand in hand. Regular exercise releases endorphins, which can improve mood, reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. Additionally, good physical health is associated with better cognitive function and memory. And again, emotions are just energy wanting to move through the body. So being able to move our body physically, it helps to shift energy, shift emotions, and it helps to stimulate and release endorphins and makes us feel good as well. So then if you're mentally feeling good, physically you're feeling good, and physically feeling good, mentally feeling good. So these two really work hand in hand together. So what are some physical activities that you like to do that improves and has an impact on your physical well-being? If you want to share in the chat, or you can fill out your workbooks with some new ideas that people share, or what I will share on the next slide. I know for me personally, sometimes you feel tired after a day's work, and you kind of can, oh, I might just skip this movement for the day or my exercise for the day. But once you actually move your body and do that exercise, it makes you feel more energized, and it makes you feel like you want to then continue doing other tasks for the day. It actually really invigorates you. Walking every day, weights, dancing. Yeah, excellent. They're all so good. So then these are some things that I will share: eat well, sleep, do my yoga every day. Yeah, excellent. Regular exercise, getting adequate sleep, stretching, having a balanced diet and hydration, strength and weight training. So a lot of these will overlap. And a lot for us women, it depends on also where you are in your cycle as well, depending on what type of physical movement and exercise you're needing. So if you're, say, the week leading up to your menstruation or your bleed, like, you might want to really more focus on stretching and yoga and relaxation, where if you're in your luteal phase, then, or your ovulation phase, like, you might want to do more strength and weight training. So being able to know where you are as well can then help you support your body both mentally and physically, and being able to have that connection with yourself. So you know when, okay, I do need that extra sleep, or I do need to rest, or when you need to just show that discipline and be like, no, I can do this, and keep yourself accountable. Home workout, jogging, they're also beneficial, absolutely. So then we've got emotional. So emotional well-being and being in control of our emotions enables individuals to navigate life's challenges with greater resilience, build positive relationships, make sound decisions, and achieve your goals. When you are emotionally balanced, you feel equipped to cope with the unpredictability and stresses of life. Like I said before, I know if before I'd done, like, when I was carrying all my stored traumas and I had stored like negative emotions, I would let my emotions control me, and I would then get in that reactive state, and I would snap, or I'd be angry, and then that would control me for days or weeks, where that's when we need to be able to heal them wounds and be able to feel safe in the body and have the tools and techniques to be able to work through our emotions healthily and release them in a safe way, so then they don't control us. You are able to regulate your emotions and be in control of your emotions. And a positive emotional state can contribute to reduced anxiety, depression, and other mental health issues. And a lot of the time, we get stuck in that emotional state and it starts to pull us down. So we really need to have that healthy relationship with our emotions. So what are some ways to improve your emotional well-being, or what do you find effective that can help you on your emotional level? Talking to someone regular, that it helps, absolutely. So a lot of these will overlap again, but regular exercise helps with our emotional well-being because emotions are just energy wanting to move through the body, and moving our body and exercising allows that emotion to move. Getting adequate sleep, because who else knows the effect and the snow-on effect that what not getting adequate sleep has. We can get irritable. We can then pick poor choices in foods and drinks. Exercise time with God, sauna, stretching, nutrition, absolutely. Meditation and mindfulness, gratitude, so we can come back into that present moment, really good for our emotions. Breath work is another one that I really find beneficial, and you can do this at any, you can do this in any situation. So if you're at work and you can feel that emotion building up, you can do this. You can just breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and breathe out for 6. And that's such a quick tool that we've got to help get us back into that emotional state that we want. And you can just feel it in your body. You can change it in such a quick time. Having a balanced diet and hydration, also, I've spoke about that. It impacts how we feel and think. Reframing stressful situations in a more positive light. Set priorities, self-care, me time. Absolutely. We have to give back to ourselves in order to give to others, because emotionally, we can't give to others what we can't give to ourselves. So we have to be able to emotionally give to ourselves in order to give to others. And this is a really powerful one. Reframing stressful situations in a more positive light. And it's when you get to this state of awareness and healing, it's such a powerful place to be, because you can just see the situation for what it is. You're able to be in control of your emotions, and you're able to flip it and see the positives in a situation. So, for instance, before I'd done all my healing work, if I was triggered, or if someone triggered me or something didn't go to plan, then I'd let that emotion brew and brew and brew, and it would just stir me, and I'd just rethink it and relive it over and over again for days or weeks. Where when you're able to heal our wounds and do that healing work, we can get to a place where we just be able to see the situation for what it is. We're able to reframe it, and we're able to see the positives in that. So for now, if I feel triggered and I feel, say, anger, I can be like, okay, well, I'm feeling triggered at the moment and I've got anger coming up, but how does that make me feel on a deeper level? And then I can sit with it and be like, well, actually it's feeling like I didn't feel significant, and then that made me feel worthless. And then I can be like, well, is that actually true? Well, no, I know that I'm worthy, and I know external situations don't determine my worth. So then I can release it and I can see just that situation for what it is. And it's really powerful when you can get to that place. So then laughter and dance again. How good do you feel when you put on a favorite music and sing and dance to it? Limit screen time, because that has such a big effect on our emotional well-being. Like social media has a big impact. You see it all the time, how much it impacts people. So really limiting your time and watching what you're following and what your information you're filling your minds with. Self-care and relaxation, because like I said, we can't pour from an empty cup. And positive self-talk. How often, I know for me, and if you want, let me know in the chat, raise your hand if you do this as well, you talk negative to yourself, like, oh, I'm useless. What did I do that for? I can't do that, or I'm not good enough. And then that has a snowball effect. It affects how we show up, that it affects our physiology. So being able to give ourselves that love and positive self-talk. So really focusing on that as well. And then the fourth one that I'll talk about is spiritual. So spiritual well-being refers to the sense of inner peace, purpose, and connection that individuals experience in their lives. It encompasses one person's beliefs, values, and the search for meaning and purpose beyond the material and physical aspects of existence. Many people seek a connection to a higher power like the universe, a greater purpose, God, or the Lord. This connection can bring a sense of comfort, guidance, and support. And spiritual well-being provides a profound sense of meaning and purpose in life. It answers questions about why we exist and what our individual roles are in the grand scheme of things. It also is about finding inner peace, meaning, and sense of connection to something greater than oneself. And the more work I've done, the more spiritual I've become, and the more I can surrender to the universe and trust that it's always got my back. And a lot of the time we can want to surrender and we're wanting to go to that higher vibrational level, but if we're carrying the negative emotions, and you can see how it's kind of like trying to tune a stereo, and you get all that glitchiness and stuff. You're wanting to go from one channel to the other. And if we're carrying like negative emotions, it's a lower vibration, and it can pull us down. So being able to release them negative emotions to then allow us to raise our vibration, then we are able to attract different in, because like attracts like. So if we're coming from a place of connecting to spirit and to the higher purpose, we're able to trust the universe, and we're able to let go of the negative stuff that we're carrying, to then let the universe unfold what it really has to offer. So what are some ways you can connect to your spiritual well-being, or can help you improve your spiritual well-being? So meditation's a good one. it can connect you to the higher self. It can bring you back into the present moment. Breath work, connecting to nature, connecting to something greater, knowing that there's something higher that we're here for. The level of frequency you vibrate. So it's not all about the high vibes and the feeling good. It's being able to really feel into that and know that there's going to be really good times, and then we can bring us back to our baseline. And then on the low times, you don't get stuck down here. You can bring yourself back up and have that baseline frequency and have your frequency at where you want. Laughing and dancing, doing the personal growth work, rest, relaxation, and self-care was all really powerful to bring us into our spiritual alignment. So how would you rate each pillar? If you were to give yourself a rating with each one, where could you nourish a little bit more? Is there good balance between all four of them, or could you nourish one area to then have the flow on effect to other areas? So the one thing that I like to do to keep it simple and not overwhelming, because a lot of the time if we try to do all the things, we can get very overwhelmed, and then we can start to not be consistent. So what I like to do is each day just pick one thing for your mind, one thing for your body, and one thing for your soul. So then you can keep it, you can change it up, you can keep that variety so you don't get bored or you don't get not interested. It can keep your mind stimulated and inspired. And asking yourself each day, what does my mind need? What does my body need? What does my soul need? And if you do that at the start of the day, it can really set your day up and have an impact effect and have a flow on effect into other areas. So this is a testimonial from one of my clients that I'll share. I did the Release, Heal and Glow 6-week course with Casey. A number of things shifted at the time. Some I knew, some things that come from the depths of my soul that I didn't even realize. Life altering for sure. The truly crazy, mind-blowing shifts, though, have come about 1 month after since. Shifting the seamless little things has made way for what seems like miracles, and yet things that I've dreamed of and always wished for. So, desire is all you need, but you hardly ever let yourself have a desire without a belief that shoots you in the foot. So, if you have a belief that keeps shooting it in the foot, then it's hard to have that desire or for that desire to come true or to reality. So, how often do you go to do something, but then you get that little voice in your head, or the ego starts to pop up and say, you're not good enough, or you're not worthy, you don't deserve that. So then you kind of start to do your steps backwards to pull you back. I know I used to do that all the time. So our stories, our beliefs, and identities can keep us stuck. And how we filter information is really important. So I'll just quickly go through this as so you can understand how you filter life and how the stories, beliefs, and identities have such a big impact in who we are and the future that we're creating. So these are our internal filters here, and this is our subconscious. So we get 11 billion bits of information through our 5 senses per second, but we can only process 128 bits. So what our brain does is it deletes, distorts, and generalizes that 11 billion bits into that 128 bits. And through that 128 bits, it gets distorted, deleted, and generalized through our internal filters. And these are past references, which are memories, decisions, identity, values, beliefs, human needs, source of love, shadow, spiritual center, and ego or spirit. So the main ones that we filter through are past memories, identity, values, and beliefs. So once we delete, distort, and generalize through them filters, it gives us a focus and a language. It gives us a physiology, gives us an emotional state that then gives us a behavior and a result. So if you think of it, if you're filtering life through your past memories, your past beliefs, and identities, you can see how our past has such a strong impact on how we filter life. But the good thing is we can clear them internal software, like all them filters. We can clear them, release them, so then you can just see life and see the situation for what it is, and you can come back home to yourself. You can find yourself over all the labels and all the stories that we put out on ourselves. It's like taking a pair of scratch glasses off and you just see the world so clear and so different. So how often, like, let me know if you've experienced this, our brain will start to stack. So how often do you come up to a situation or an event, and then your brain will start to stack, like in the past, that happened as well in the past, and this time that happened, and it will start to stack through all the other memories, and then it will be like, well, that made me feel like I was not good enough, and geez, this, like, and then you'll start to remember all the times that you didn't feel good enough or you didn't feel worthy, and it kind of makes that emotion stronger and it locks in that emotion, and then that can start to pull us down, and then we can get stuck in the stories and the identities that we form. How often do you get told, like, for instance, I'm an empath, or I have depression, or I have anxiety? When you say, like, I have, you form an identity to that, where if you say I'm feeling anxious at the moment, it has a completely different feel to it. But a lot of the time, if you've been diagnosed or you have a label, you form that identity to it, and it can keep you stuck as well. So this is really powerful that I'm going to share with you now, is how to master your state, because we're all able to master our state. We all are able to choose our state at any time. And when you're able to get to this place of mastering your state and choosing how you want to feel, it's incredible, because external situations then don't create your internal reality, because our worth and our value comes from within, but so often we search for it externally, and then that can result in our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. So how to master your state. The first one is your physiology. So physiology dictates our feelings, and how you use your body affects how we feel mentally and emotionally. So if you sit there with your arms crossed, you can't feel happy like that. You can't feel open and receptive like that. So the first thing we need to do to change our state and master our state is change our physiology. So even if you do it now, like put your shoulders back, hands on your hips, see how different you feel instantly by changing your physiology. And once you change that, then it's more easy to change your focus. So then that's the second step. So you change your focus, because where focus goes, energy flows. And when we focus on the things that we want, we work towards that. But a lot of the times we get stuck focusing on our past, and it prevents us from creating the future that we want. And then the third thing is your language. So how you talk to yourself and the story you tell yourself demands how you operate in the world. Your beliefs and identities also determine how you operate in the world as well. So having these 3 simple steps can change your state at any point in time. And it gives you the power then to choose how you want to feel and think and choose your state. But a lot of the time, we give that power to external things, and we let external things create our state. But with these simple 3 steps, you can take that power back and you can master this. Who thinks that this is going to be really helpful and effective for them in choosing what state they want or changing their state at any time? If you find that you're in a negative mindset or you're feeling very low, who thinks doing these 3 simple steps can change their state, and who thinks that they're going to use these 3 steps? Yes, perfect. Absolutely. It's such an easy tool that we have, but we can forget to implement these things, and they have such a profound impact. Oh, I'll show you this one too. So this is another testimony from a client. So a few years now, I've struggled with my emotions and traumas in my life. It affected my way of living, well-being, and the way I felt about myself. Fear, failure, and guilt and confidence, well, not having confidence, it was meant to say, were running my life. Finding and completing Casey's coaching Release, Heal, and Glow has allowed me to become a whole different person and to be able to look at life differently. The program has allowed me to become a whole different person inside and out. The program has affected and changed how others treat me also, which is amazing. Casey makes everything so comfortable and makes you feel safe. Not only has my outlook on life changed, but I have regained and refreshed my mind and emotions, and I can say that I'm in control, confident, and looking forward towards the future. Thank you, Casey, for giving me my life back, and your coaching has given and shared with me. I like to share these testimonies because it gives you hope. Like, it shows you that there are options. You can get the results that you desire. So many people are passionate, but because of their limiting beliefs about who they are and what they can do, they never take actions to create their dream reality. And this is one key thing that people miss when they're wanting to create the life they desire. So how often, tell me if you've experienced this or you know someone who wants to go into the new year saying, I'm going to lose 5 kilos, or I'm going to exercise, I'm going to eat healthy. They're good. They go start off strong, but maybe a month goes by and then they start to skip a day, or they start to go backwards. Who else has done that? They've set a goal that they want to achieve, and they go really good at the start, but then they start to slip up or cracks start to form, and then they slowly revert back. Yeah, it happens, definitely. And this is the one thing that is going to help you break that. And this is a key point that people miss. So I'm going to do a practice with you. And what we're going to do is, I want you now to write down what's an old limiting belief that you have, or what is a belief that you say to yourself at the moment. Is it, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart? Any belief. And what is your new belief that you're wanting? Is it, can be anything. I'm worthy, I deserve love, happiness, and joy. It can be whatever you want your new belief to be. And then I want you to think to yourself about, what is your identity at the moment? What is your goal? What is your new belief? And what's the identity that that person you're wanting to become has? So it could be that if your old belief is, let me think about this. So if your old belief is, I'm not good enough, and you want your new belief to be, I am good enough, your old identity could be, oh, I'm just a checkout chick, or I'm just a mum, or I'm just Casey, like I'm nothing special. So then what do you want your new identity to be? I'm a passionate, powerful, unstoppable person. I'm a force to be reckoned with. It could be anything. That I'm a motivated, energized person, or I'm a healthy and motivated person, like whatever you want it to be. If you're doing this around business, it could be I'm a $1 million business owner. Like it could be anything that you want. I'm capable. Absolutely. Perfect. And then what you can do is you can write down some negative things that this old belief is stopping you from. So if you say your old belief is, I'm not worthy, okay, well, what's the negative things about having this? Is it not, it's stopping you from moving forward in life? I'm not achieving what I want. I'm not receiving what I want. Like, write down the negative things that this belief is having. And then I want you to write down all the positive things that this new belief is going to allow into your life. And give me a thumbs up when you're done, and we can do this exercise. Excellent, Kerry. Now for this exercise, if you have like an iPad or iPhone and you want to play some music, you can. I normally, I do play music through the Zoom, but some people find it distracts them. So everyone's different. So I allow you to make that decision. If you want to play some music while we're doing this next exercise, you're more than welcome to pick one of your favorite songs and put it on, and I'll let you I'll give you a couple more seconds and then we can start. How are you going? Do you need a couple more minutes or? All right, so if you are ready, give me a thumbs up. Or put in the chat because I can't see some of your faces. Yep, excellent. All right, so for this exercise, I'll get you to stand. Perfect. All right, I'll get you to stand. Now, if you've got some music, you can start playing your music. Otherwise, what I'll get you to do is I'll get you to close your eyes. And I want you to think about your old belief and your old identity. Think of the negative things and how it's holding you back in life. And how does that make you feel? What do you say to yourself? How does that make you feel in your body? So now what I want you to do is I want you to take a step to the side. And as you take a step to the side, you step into your new belief, your new identity. And how does this new belief feel? How do you talk to yourself with your new belief and your new identity? How do you stand? How do you speak? And I want you to then go out into the future and see yourself acting from your new belief and your new identity. See how confident, how certain, and how effortless you feel in life. Everything's flowing easily and effortlessly. You know that you're worthy. You know that your value comes from within. And now make that decision that you are that new belief. You are that new identity. And know that you've got this for you in your future. And when you're ready, you can come back to now and open your eyes. And how do you feel with your new belief and your new identity? How did that feel in the future? How did that look for you? A lot calmer. Excellent. So now, who's ready to take it to the next level? Because the other key that people miss is they do all the work with the conscious mind, but they forget to do the deeper work with their subconscious, and being able to go to that next level and be able to do that with your subconscious mind. So then everything you do in your consciousness keeps that foundation strong. It keeps the weeds out. It keeps that foundation that you've built rock solid. And a lot, we can try to keep putting a band-aid on it, or we can try to mindset our way out of trauma. Some people, it's really effective, but other people, they need to go to that next level. They need to be able to not just to put a band-aid on or put another hat on, because we can only push things down, and we can only mindset so far before we have them cracks appear again, or them things that we thought we got rid of start to come back. And that's where the deeper level with the subconscious comes into effect. So if you're ready to take it to the next level, of course, everything we've done is all to build strong foundations with our conscious mind. But if you're ready to take it to that next level, to do the deeper healing work and fast track your healing journey, to clear out them cracks, them holes, pull the weeds out for good, so all your healthy habits that you're creating with all your pillars and your state, mastering your state, can be rock solid. And that's what we do in the Release, Heal and Glow program. It takes you to the next level, and it does that deeper inner healing work to release what no longer serves you, to release the negative emotions that you're carrying, to be able to release them from your nervous system and your subconscious mind to get you transformational results. And that's how you bounce back stronger than ever, no matter what life throws at you. Because we need to get your conscious mind and your subconscious in alignment with each other. And that's when the true transformation can occur when you're able to align them both in alignment. Then once you're able to do that, you're able to build that strong foundation and have that beautiful, strong house that your mind is. So then this is the last testimonial that I'll share. So most of my life, I've struggled with low self-esteem, depression, and anxiety. I've spent my adult life seeing counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists, energy healers, Reikis, but never feeling at peace. Motherhood set me into a state of complete despair from exhaustion, hitting complete burnout. I felt mama guilt every single night, and I went to bed most nights feeling like a complete failure. My emotions were so taking over my mind and body. Every day I lived in my head, and no matter how hard I tried and how much personal development courses I did, I couldn't crack the code on finding my inner peace until I found transformational therapy and timeline regression. I've known Casey for as long as a client in my beauty salon. I've watched her completely transform her life from radiant love, joy, and happiness. The journey wasn't easy. In fact, it was a ride from hell and back, and so many times I tried to block it because it was too hard, but my kids were my motivator. I wanted to break the generational cycles and do the inner work for them, and I'm so glad I did. I've noticed such a huge change in them from doing the inner work and clearing out those stuck emotions that held me back for so many years. I only wish I found this years ago. I believe everyone should do this because everything else is so superficial, and without clearing your subconscious, you can never get to your inner peace. I still have major issues in my life at present, but I have complete inner peace, allowing me to deal with these issues with clarity, calm, and complete trust. The personal growth I've experienced from doing this is transformed my life to now being the highest version of myself possible. So no matter where you are or what stage you're at, you can get your desired results. And I want you to know that you can live the life that you desire. So you have a choice to make. So option 1 is you can do all the work with your conscious mind, like everything that I've shared, to keep your conscious mind strong. However, the results can be unpredictable. They can be a bit slow, but it's having them tools in your toolkit to lean on. So then what I want you to do is, I love this little exercise. So if you want, I'll give you say 40 seconds, and I want you to count, see where you can get up to with the numbers from 1 to 15. How did it go? What number did you get up to? And how did it make you feel? I know for me, I get really overwhelmed and anxious, and I'm like, oh, where's the next number? Oh my God. And I get a bit overwhelmed whenever I do that. And that's what it can look like when we're trying to do everything on our own. So then the other option is, we can continue the journey together, so you can effortlessly go from struggle to strength, build your strong foundation, so then you can create your desired 2024. So then you can flourish like this picture here, because you've cleared out all the old, you've released everything that no longer serves you, and you start a clean, fresh, strong foundation. So then all your daily healthy habits keep that foundation nice and strong, and it doesn't allow the weeds to come back. So then if you go from the bottom left bottom right, top left, and go from 1 to and just follow each number in each box. Tell me how that feels compared to the first one. It feels a lot smoother and a lot guided, and you can get so much further ahead in such a calmer state. And that's what it's like, having someone there to support you, who's been there, who's done everything before you. They know how you're going to feel every step of the way, and they can support you each step of the way, because I can relate to what you're going to feel with every step of the journey with me, because I've done all my programs. So either way, if you would like to connect more and take that opportunity to book that call in, I'll put the link in again. There's no obligation with this call. If you just want to have a chat about what you learned on tonight's masterclass, if you just want to have a chat a bit more to see if we're the right fit, then that's fine. If you don't want to pursue the journey, then that's all good. I'll probably have some other resources to give you, like some meditations or some ebooks to support you. But then if you do choose that you want to go ahead and you want to continue your journey together, then we can talk about moving forward and what that looks like. So either way, there's no obligation with that call. You're just going to get more customized information and support to you and your challenges. So the offer's there if you would like it. Otherwise, I'd love to hear what your biggest takeaway was from tonight, or what you're going to implement from this masterclass. These takeaways, old and new beliefs, exercise, old belief, it's incredible, isn't it? It's so powerful, that exercise. Yep. And then think about if you did want to do that next level, how powerful it is. Like, I find that exercise is so powerful because it shows you what your life, like your new belief feels like, your new identity feels like, and it helps you move forward. So then when you tap into that and you tap into that feeling, you want to create the steps to follow through with that. I'm so glad you found that so powerful, and you could feel it in your nervous system. So for the recording people, I want to thank you for joining me tonight. The journey is much easier when you're not carrying your past, and that's so powerful because it's so much freer and it's so much lighter once we release our past. But so often we carry the weight of our past, but you don't have to. So I want to thank you for joining me tonight. And if you're watching the recording, thank you for watching the recording. The offer's there for that call. And now I'm going to open it up to the people who are on live for their Q&A and for them to share. So thank you, recording people. Oh, no, not stop share. Oh, hang on.